Hey guys, Jake from Wounded Pass here, and today I have my Eldlich Invoked variant for the December 2020 format. I will have more Shadal Invoked and other different Shadal variants coming up very soon, but I've been working on this and playing with this recently, so I wanted to bring this to you guys first. So, first off, we have 3 Alistair the Invoker. This is your Heart and Soul of the deck. It's your normal summon, Searches Invocation, and without this, you're just playing Eldlich. Then we have 3 of the Golden Lord. Probably the best boss monster main deck that's ever been printed. You can send it in a spell trap from your hand to target one card in the field, send it to the graveyard, and then you can send one spell trap you control on the board to add this to your hand, then special summon a zombie and give it 1,000 attack and defense, and it can't be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. And then for hand traps, we have 2 DD Crow. I really like this. It would be Cycle Reader. However, Cycle Reader is only really good against Drytron, and this is just good against everything else in the format, against mirror matches, anything that wants to use their graveyard or revive something, you can just banish it instead. Then we have 3 Ash Blossom, most versatile hand trap right now. I still think this is the best hand trap we have, personally. Some people don't like it or cutting it down to 2 or not playing it at all. But I will never play a deck that doesn't have 3 of this in it. Then the last hand trap is Ghost Bell, with Eldlich and Drytron running around in the format, being pretty much everything. I really like having these, especially because they can stop Nadir Servant too. It's super versatile. Sometimes it can just be a second Ash Blossom. And then moving on to spells, we got the one called By the Grave. You don't want your Alistair getting ashed. Then we have 1 White Destiny. We're not playing Black Awakening. I personally don't like it. 1 White Destiny because it can be a second Scarlet. Plus, they can't ash this. So if you have a Golden Lord in graveyard already, or if all 3 in grave, you can just grab this instead. So that, because Sanguine can summon from deck or grave, this can summon from grave or hand. So this can be ash. So it's another really good way to just stick Golden Lord on the board. Then we have 3 Invocation. Heart and Soul of the deck lets you fusion summon with both graveyards by banishing them as long as you're summoning an invoked monster this way. All the fusion monsters in the extra deck are invoked monsters. Otherwise, it just acts like a regular poly from hand. Then, for the field spell, we got 1 Magical Meltdown. This just searches Alistair, and it makes so the fusion summoned invoked monsters or any fusion summon can't be negated. So that's really good. So if your opponent's got Judgment or Strike or whatever, and they didn't Judgment this, and you fusion summon, they can't stop it. Then we have 3 Cursed Eldland, feel great, pay 800 life points, and then you can add a Eldlich monster or a Golden Land spell and trap from your deck to your hand. Also, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can Foolish a Golden Land or a Golden Lord. Moving on to traps, we have 3 Scarlet Sanguine. This just special summons your Golden Lord from the deck or the graveyard. You can also banish this on a different turn from when you activated it to set a Golden Land spell and trap directly from your deck. Golden Land traps, we have 3 Haquero of the Golden Land. You can special summon as level 5, Light Zombie, and then if you have a Golden Lord on the board, when you activate it, you can banish a card in either graveyard. And then you can also banish it to set a Elixir from the deck. So between the Golden Lands and Sanguine, you just keep constantly turning them into each other, being able to keep your opponent off the game while gaining advantage. Then we have the better one, which is Conquistador. It's a non-targeting pop, and it's also a level 5 Light Zombie, so you can overlay 2 of them for Blades, or 1 of each into a Blades, and then again it sets a Elixir from the deck. Other traps, we have 3 Solemn Strike. I like Judgment, but I also like Strike more. Pay less life points. I feel like it's better right now, although you could run 3 Judgment or whatever you wanted, really. Last trap in the main deck is 3 Torrential Tribute. This card is insane right now. Your opponent finishes making their board, and you just flip this, and everything dies. That's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards sharp. Moving on to the extra deck. Starting up the invoked monsters, we have 2 Mechaba. This is just your standard form of negation. You slap this on the board with some back row, and you're probably doing pretty well. You can discard monster spell or trap when your opponent activates whichever one it is, and then you can negate the activation and banish it. And then we have 1 Purge Trio, OTK Machine Gun Burr. It gains 200 attack points for each card your opponent controls, can attack all our monsters, and does piercing. Then we have 1 Aelgides. When you fusion it, you can pop a monster they control, and when, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can also pop a monster they control. Also, you can banish another fusion monster from your graveyard, and this gains that attack. So if you banish Purgatrio, this thing goes up to 43, and it can get pretty big, especially if you put an Alistair on it, so another way to just take your opponent out of the game as fast as possible. Then we have 1 Constellar Palladius, because you can overlay 2 of your continuous traps for it. It's just, personally, I think it's just the best rank 5 you can make. I'm only playing 1 rank 5, and I'm choosing to play Palladius, although you could play Vulcasaurus if you really wanted. Then we have the 1 Gustav Max, and the 1 Juggernaut Libe. Again, this is another OTK. This inflicts 2,000 damage. You can slap this right on top of it, detach material, and it goes up to 6,000, 6,000, and it can make a number of attacks on monsters up to the number of materials plus 1. So if you burn, then that leaves 2 materials, so it can attack 3 monsters. But if your opponent's board's open, you can just burn 2k, swing 6, that's 8k. Dead right there. Moving on to Link monsters. We got the new Link 1, that makes this deck a lot better. Artemis the Magicious Moon Maiden. Basically what she does is it doesn't matter, it's just level 4 lower spellcraft monsters, so you normal summon Alistair, and instead of going into Almirage and then into Secure Guardian, you just make this instead. It frees up some extra deck space. So you don't get the fire in graveyard for Purgatrio, but that never really mattered. You just banish an Ash Blossom or something else instead. Last Link 1 is 1 Link Spider. You can turn one of your traps into this and then continue climbing up the Link ladder if you need to. We got the 1 Halki Fibrex, and then the Selene, and the access code, although my access code isn't here right now, so I just have Boral Sword in its place, but this is supposed to be an access code, because if you have another monster on board, you can just normal summon a hand trap, be it Bell or Ash, go into Hulk, then summon another tuner, go into Selene, summon something back, and then go straight into access code. The rest of the links, we got the 2 Nightmares, just general utility, spin, pop a back row. And then the last card in the extra is 1 IP Masquerena. It's 2 non-link monsters. Honestly, it could be really anything you wanted. I just like having this in case my opponent gives me tokens for some reason. Like if you have a Nib token and a Golden Land spell and trap, you can just go into this and then continue up the link ladder. Moving on to the side deck, we have 3 Artifact Lancia. I still really like this. It can stop a Dino player's turn. Eldlich, it can put them off their legs for a turn so you can try and kill them. There's a lot of things that want to banish right now, so just having this. Also, there's a lot of people siding evenly matched again, or if they're playing a going second deck, they're maining it. So having this, because if you think they're going to bring evenly in against you, which you're playing Eldlich, so you're setting 4 to 5 a turn, so they probably are, you can chain this to that, and then there evenly does nothing. And it feels good because they wasted most of their turn and can't kill you now. 3 Nibiru. This is for Virtual World and Drytron, although mostly Virtual World. I still really like having this, being able to just, your opponent makes BFD or whatever, just throw this on the board, and then that's it. That's all she wrote. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster for other back row decks. 3 Cosmic Cyclone, because again, like I said, there's a lot of Eldlich and other back row decks running around right now, Altergeist, everything. So having extra back row removal helps. You could make this Twin Twister, just because having your Eldlich stuff discarded doesn't hurt, and honestly is beneficial sometimes. But I like having this just for Eldlich being able to banish it so they don't get further utility out of it. And then this is where the side deck gets a little bit different. We have 2 Crackdown. This is for Drytron if they're playing Vanity's Ruler. Nothing feels better than taking their own Vanity's Ruler And then if they can't add the crackdown, they die because they can no longer special summon. And then also for Drytron, Imperial Order and 2 anti-spell fragrance. Having this is also really important. This just tells them they can't play anymore if they can't ritual summon, they're dead, and then this will slow them down. So I really like having these. Again, it's for Drytron. I feel like Drytron's the best deck right now. So a lot of my side deck options and main deck options are just ways to combat that. But that's it for the deck profile. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the description down below. If there's any specific Eldlich variant you want to see besides Zoo, I will be happy to make a profile on it. I will be doing Should All Eldlich deck profile soon as well, so look forward to that. I also have Invoked Dolls coming up and Magi Dolls coming up too. Ton of stuff in the works. I also, when I get the rest of my stuff from Genesis Impacts, I will be doing Live Twin Eldlich. I really like that deck right now. I think it's really fun. Also, Live Twin Unchained. So stay tuned for those, and hopefully they'll be here soon, so I can get you guys the deck profile. But yeah, that's about it.